Hello everybody, Carolyn here. Today I am doing a super exciting video. So today I am back with more Kpop stationery products, and I am going to be reorganizing a binder that I've been wanting to reorganize for so long. So I'm really excited. We're going to be upgrading this binder. But before we do that, I did want to show you some of Kpop Stationery's new products that will be added to their store this Friday, August 15th. We're excited. They did send me some products early to review, which I am so grateful for. Yeah, the day I'm posting this, the day after that Friday, these are going to be available for pre-order on their shop. So let's go through them together. Before we get into this, I just wanted to say thank you so much to Kpop Stationery for sponsoring today's video. If you want to check out Kpop Stationery and get any products from them, you can use my code Carolyn10 at checkout to save 10% off of your order. And yes, without further ado, let's get into the new products. The first thing they sent me were actually some pages that they have had for a while. These are their 4-pocket binder pages for their A5 binders. These are double-sided pages. They're top loading. There's 80 pockets total. Of course, they're PVC free and acid free, and they fit standard photo cards, which is my favorite. But yes, then they also sent me some of their new pocket pages. So we have the 2-pocket double-sided pages. There's 40 pockets total. These are also top loading, and they're made with PVC and acid free, of course. And they fit postcards sized up to 103 by 153 millimeters. And we also have their vertical photo card pages. These are really good for like photo strips and other random items you may get that are vertical. So yes, very excited to try these out. And then they also sent some of their A5 binder dividers. So I have the light purple one and the black one. So there's 5 sheets per pack to organize your photo cards in their new A5 binders. And we also have the binder backboard for their A5 binders and also their A4 binders. So I'm really excited. I do have one of their A4 binders. I posted about it earlier this year and I love it so much. And so now they have ones for their A5 binders as well. Finally, of course, we have the elephant in the room, their new A5 binders. I'm so excited. I have the kitty and the shooting star one, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you both real quick. And then the new binder we're going to be using is actually the shooting star one, and I'm so excited. I feel like this collection is due for an upgrade, so I cannot wait to add this in here. So we'll start with the kitty one first. I definitely do plan on using this binder. I'm not sure what I want to use it for quite yet, but I will definitely be keeping it on hand because I'm sure I always need a binder. I'm always like looking around like, hey, do I have a binder? This is great. And it's so cute. So I just want to make sure that it's like, and it's so cute. So I just want to make sure that it has the perfect photo cards in it. So this is the spine. As you can see, there's a little kitty up here and there's little paws at the bottom. The outer case doesn't have any design on it, so it will fit perfectly on your shelf. And then this is one of my favorite parts of this binder is the little border around the place where you can place a photo card. So there's little paw prints and then there's a little kitty in this corner. And then yeah, if you open it up, first of all, look at the design. Oh my god, so cute. This little kitty binder. You can put a photo card in this little pocket here and it'll be on the front of your binder. So that is super cute. We also have the binder backboard that comes with the binder, and then the little binder shield here. And then there is also a little pocket in the bottom right corner as well. So that is this binder. Like I said, I don't know exactly what I want to use this one for yet, but I have the perfect idea for the shooting star binder. So let me show you that one next. Okay, so here is the shooting star binder. Look at it. Oh, it's so cute. The outer case is once again just black, which is really nice. I like when it's a nice like neutral color there. And then here is the spine of the shooting star binder. Beautiful. I also love that it's hollow. You know I love a hollow. And then if you open this one up, it has the same contents as the kitty binder that we just looked at, but there are these little star designs in here which are absolutely adorable. So yes, and then we have a little this just helps protect it while it's being transported, and we have the binder backboards and the shield again, and then also a little pocket as well back here. I also forgot to mention that these are magnetic closures. I know that that is really, really important to a lot of people. I'm really excited to start putting cards in here. Let me show you what we're gonna be redoing today. Now, if you don't know, I have been very, very excited recently for Monsta's comeback. And with Monsta's comeback around the corner, I have been looking at my Monsta collection. I recently made some new fillers for Monsta X that we will be using in this video because I have to replace some fillers in this binder as well. And I'm getting ready for their comeback. I have a lot of stuff that I'm redoing, and I was looking the other day at my Japanese collection for Monsta X. Monsta X hasn't had a Japanese release in like forever, but this binder is way overdue for an upgrade. So I'm very, very excited. Also, we already have a photo card on the front of it, which I think is great, but I feel like we have one that matches better maybe. I don't know. I think this one will be fun with like Changyun in the middle and all the cameras. Black is kind of his thing. Well, I mean, technically purple is his thing, but I think this would be a fun card to have on the front here. Let me add Mr. Changyun on the front here. He does have cards in this binder, so it makes sense. And you know, when it comes to me, all the Monstas, I love all the Monstas. I was cheering for all the Monstas at KCON. Let's just be honest about it. So let me see. Let me pull this out. And we're gonna replace it with the Changyun freebie I made. There is a little slit on the back if you need to move the card around. You can kind of push it around like that, which is great. Oh my god, it's so cute. I knew this would be good for Changyun. I am gonna put this white card back in though, just to kind of cover up the blue. I think it'll fit. Let's see. So let's get into this here. So what I'm going to do is, this is my current Monsta X binder. I have my Monsta X binder here. I originally only collected Wano, and then I picked up KCON. Obviously, there is a point where KCON, or where Wano is no longer in Monsta X. So at that point, I switched to Changyun. It does go on for quite a while though. So this is kind of where it switches over to Changyun here. And I really put off like completing this collection for the past couple of years, and I really do need to complete it. I have a couple cards here, and I do have a couple of my signed fan sign cards in here as well. Yes, we're gonna go ahead and get into this. I'm gonna use the binder dividers here. So we'll open these up just because I think I want to separate where like the Japanese cards are. And then I want like a space for my signed cards. And then I also did a photoism when I was in LA, and I would like to store that in this binder. Hopefully there will be more Monsta X photoisms in the future that I can do. So it would be a nice like little start to a little photoism collection. So here are the dividers. Very, very nice. As you can see, there's 5 of them. So you can split your binder up to 5 ways. You could even buy like 2 sets of these if you were someone that was really like, you know, wanting to divide your collection by like era or something. And I'm gonna take these out as well. I think I'm gonna do binder, backboard, and then divider. And I'm just gonna store the rest of these because someday I may want to expand this collection even more. Someday they'll make a Japanese comeback. I don't know when that will be. I would assume that it's probably fairly soon. They are going to Japan soon for their fan con. I don't know. I feel like we could end up getting a Japanese comeback. They used to spend a lot of time in Japan actually. And they definitely haven't been over the past few years for obvious reasons. They haven't spent a lot of time here in the US either. But yeah, it was so good seeing them at KCON. KCON was really fun. I had a good time this year. My hotel situation was kind of a mess, but it really was just like, if I could give you any sort of big sister advice for concerts, is don't book on third-party websites. Like really, really, truly. I cannot like de-influence you enough from third-party websites. every time I do it, and the only reason I did it this time was because sometimes hotels will like save extra rooms for third-party websites to like sell on their sites, and I wanted to stay in the same like complex as my friends because we were all going to split Ubers and we were all going to KCON together. We actually all shared a room together, like all 5 of us, a couple years ago in 2023. And this year we decided we were all adults now and we could split between 2 apartments to house like there were supposed to be 6 of us. It ended up being 5 of us, but it worked out better that way, right? Anyways, so I just wanted to be in that same like apartment complex, but the only place they had rooms left was on this third-party website whose name we shall not speak of. And so it just like made everything a mess. It wasn't really anybody's fault. It just was like a combination of things. But I would stay there again. I do have a KCON vlog coming and I do tell you where I stay. And it's not really the hotel's fault. It was just like kind of a mess of a situation. So, I mean, I still think that my hotel I stayed in on KCON year 2 when I went in 2024 was my favorite place I've stayed. But I also stayed by myself and I stayed in the hotel that's like literally right next to the venue, right next to KCON. And that is expensive. So we can't do that all the time. I did suggest it and everybody was just like, but this is nice too. And it's like so much cheaper. And I was like, you're so right. It really is. Okay, so we're gonna put some 4 pocket pages in here. I don't know how many I need. So we'll just put these 10 pages in here. I'm not gonna double side them. You can. But for Monsta, I don't tend to double side them. And yeah, we're gonna start doing that. But KCON itself I thought was really fun. I didn't go to the convention like at all this year. And it really was not because of like any reason in particular besides the fact that I just like didn't have any time. Like I was there for such a short amount of time that I simply like could not go to the convention. We went to the convention for like 10 minutes one day and it was on day 2 and our original plan had been to walk around the convention. Me and Madison went early that day with our friend who was checking in and then wanted to go see an artist on the artist stage. So we all went together, like the 3 of us went in and over together because she was like, oh, I'm trying to get there for like the 10 a.m. like event that's going on. And we were like, well, we have to check in for GA, so we want to be there early anyways. We were just like, literally got up. One of our roommates went to go get coffee and while we were getting ready and she was going to a fan sign later. So she was like, I'm going to get coffee and then start getting ready for my fan sign. And she was like, does anyone want coffee? And so she got us coffee, which if you saw my vlog, you see me like drinking a Dunkin' coffee. Literally saved my life that morning. But anyway, so we all go over there and we check in for like convention. And then we didn't realize we also had to check in for like this, not Spectrum Center. What am I saying? For like GA as well. So we were there for like 10 minutes and then we were like, oh my gosh, we like didn't do this. And so we ended up going over and checking in for GA. And by the time we had done that, we were like, oh, let's go back to the hotel because we were going to go to Photoism. And we were like, well, if we have to be back by 4:30, it was already like 11:30 at that point. I was like, we have to go back to the Airbnb or the hotel. We have to all shower. So like, it's going to be a multi-step process here. And then we have to go to the other side of LA and go to Photoism, or the other side from where we were staying. And then, head over to like sound check. And we wanted to get there decently early. So we didn't want to like, you know, be cutting it close. I hate cutting it close for things like GA check-in or like VIP check-in because I feel like if you're on time, you're considered late. One time I was on time to check in for like VIP, like in the afternoon, when they're like, oh, come back at this time. And they were like, you should have been here 10 minutes ago. And I was like, that is not what I was told this morning. So now I always try to be there like 10, 15 minutes early. Even if you stand outside for 10 more minutes, like at least you know that you're there, you're checked in. This is our first page, by the way. I also think Monsta photo card backs are really satisfying. These are really pretty. But anyways, so we didn't spend that much time at the convention, was my point. I wanted to. There were definitely things on the convention, like, schedule that I wanted to do, but I was like, this is not realistic. And also, I'm mostly here, like, on day 2 to see Monsta X. Like, whatever I can fit around my Monsta X schedule is fine, and we'll do it. But if it doesn't fit within the Monsta X schedule, it's not happening. That's just how it's gonna be today. And it was totally worth it. I had a great time seeing Monsta X. Day 2 KCON was great in general. Day 1 was fantastic. Day 1, by the end of the night, I had been awake for 24 hours and I had also worked a 6-hour shift that morning. So I was just like, and I had traveled across the country. So I was just feeling a little tired by the end of it. But no, it was really, really fun. Day 1 was really, really fun. Day 2 was really fun. Day 2, I was there for Monsta X, but there were plenty of other stages that I enjoyed. But it was funny because I kept being like, okay, so this artist is going to perform and then this one and then Monsta X. And I was excited to see other artists. Like, who else performed that day? Yuki was really fun. Zero Base One, Matthew and Gonok also performed, like, a duo stage, and that was fantastic. The new Starship group, IDID, was there, and I promise you I knew nothing about them prior to, like, being 10 feet away from them. They seem really, really sweet and really talented. Monsta X were, like, taking care of them the entire night. Also, Jackson's stage, if you know about Jackson's performance at KCON, you know it was incredible to see live. I don't have a singular video from it, and honestly I feel like Jackson would appreciate that. But I just was like, I feel like if I take my phone out and try to record some of what's happening right now, Jackson's gonna yell at me. So, I don't think he would have actually, but it was fun. Roy Kim was really, really great. I have enjoyed his music for a long time, so seeing him live was really, really fun. I do wish I could have gone to day 3. It just, like, simply would not have worked out. Like, there's no way I could have made that happen. I'm surprised I was able to make as much of KCON happen as I did, just with, like, everything that I've been doing recently in my work schedule. But it was really fun. I have no regrets about it. Was I exhausted? Oh, absolutely. Like, this weekend, I have literally just been, like, sitting around watching The Summer I Turned Pretty. That's, like, all I've been doing. And I, like, cleaned. Oh my gosh. My apartment looks like nobody really lives here, like, right now, or it didn't. It does now, but it was just kind of like too clean, but also, like, I needed to vacuum, I needed to dust this weekend. Like, I just did a bunch of that stuff, and I felt really, really nice. And, like, next weekend I'm not going away either, and it's been a while since I've been home, just for, like, an extended period of time, and I'm someone who really thrives on a schedule. As much as I like to think I'm, like, this super spontaneous person, like, I do like to be spontaneous sometimes, but at the end of the day, I really do like my schedule. I like, you know, and so I've had a lot of fun this summer. I have had so much fun this summer, but I definitely am excited to be home for a couple of weeks. The next travel concert I have planned is P1 Harmony in October, so, like, I have quite a bit of time, but there are K-pop groups coming to Charlotte. I would love to see Vivi's, the, like, trio from G-Friend. I missed them last tour and I would love to see them this time, so I definitely want to go see them. I did miss Big Ocean this past weekend in Raleigh. I live, like, 3 hours from Raleigh, and I was like, I could do it, but I honestly could not bring myself to travel upstate this weekend. I really couldn't. Also, their show sold out, which was really exciting, so I'm really glad for that. But yes, we did not make it to Big Ocean. I tried. Also, somebody else is coming here. Oh, SF9. I think seeing SF9 would be a lot of fun, so I would like to see them as well. They're coming on a Friday, so I feel like that could be fun. And I love SF9. SF9, like, were in my top 10 boy groups at one point in my life, so seeing them would be really fun. And they're coming to my city, so I definitely plan on going to concerts still. I'm just not planning on leaving the Carolinas here for a little bit. And honestly, that's okay. I've been all over this year for K-pop reasons and non-K-pop reasons. So I'm just looking forward to being home for a little bit and getting a bunch of stuff done. I have some projects I've been working on. Like I said, I was trying to work on like getting all my fillers finalized. There's also like comebacks coming, and I'm excited to just like be home. And like I almost didn't run a member claim for Stray Kids this era, and I guess I still technically haven't. I haven't like opened officially for it, but I did do all the calculations and everything for it, and like how much everything was gonna be. I was a little scared of like all the changes to like importing goods from other countries, but I just was like I felt like so behind because I've been traveling and like I've been away so much. I was talking to my friend about it yesterday, and I was like, I don't know like if I should even host. Like I opened so late, but there was quite a bit of interest when I asked on Instagram about it, so I definitely am gonna open. I told people, I was like, let me know who you would join for, like which member, because I would still like to do it. It's just a matter of like, I don't think I can cover like a bunch of spots, so like I would need to fill the majority of my spots. I could cover like one or two, but like I can't do more than that. I mean, last era I covered a Changbin spot, and then I ended up collecting him anyway, so like it worked out. But yeah, I'm excited for this Stray Kids comeback. I'm excited for this Monsta X comeback. I still need to set up for both of them. I just spent like the last couple days like working on my fillers, and then I have a binder coming in for MX, so I'm excited about that. I thought about storing them. I don't know, it just feels like there's a lot of like options for like MX this era, because it's like there's so many new things happening, but it's also very like typical MX. I do have an idea of how I want to store them, and I've kind of been waiting for like all 6 members to be in an album again to do it this way, so I'm excited. But I just have to like get that together. We have more Japanese cards than I thought we did. I really was like, oh, we have like we have like no cards that we need to store, but it's actually quite a lot. But yeah, their stage was great. Also, they had so much fun, and that was like one of my fears. And I was like, I hope that a lot of people show up for them, and I know that there are a lot of people out there who were like, I never saw them on the 2022 tour, and like I regret it because it's been so hard to see them. So many people traveled. Like I talked to a subscriber of mine in the GA line before we went in for soundcheck, and she traveled from South America to come see Monsta X for the first time at KCON, and that was crazy. I was like, oh my gosh, like that's so fun. We ended up on different sides of the stage, so I hope she had a great time. I hope she had the best time seeing the Monstas. I ended up on the second side because KCON stage is like a rectangle, right? But it's also like a 360 kind of thing. So they will start performing one way and then turn around and perform the other way. And so I was on the second side just because you could get closer to the stage, and I had been in the seats the prior day, kind of in that same area. And I was like, yeah, it kind of sucks to like have your back to them, but they also tend to do the more like interactive songs, and Monsta X during soundcheck were very, very good about like acknowledging both sides of the stage. Like and at the end they like walked around and they bowed to all 4 sides of the stage, and I love them so much. I really, really do. But their stage was amazing. I knew it was going to be. Like I have never experienced a bad Monsta X show in my life ever, and I was at the show in LA where KCON had a broken rib, so like, you know, I've seen the Monstas in all shapes, sizes, and forms, and I've always had a good time. It was said that Changyun couldn't come last minute. He kind of, it was announced that he wasn't going to be able to come to KCON, but he also didn't do Water Bomb like the weekend before. So I was like, I knew it was kind of a 50-50 shot. So I was like mentally prepared for Changyun to not be there. But the boys all posted on Instagram of like their LA trip, and like Changyun watched their performance live, and he posted on Berries after. And I was in bed reading, Madison and I were reading his post in bed together while we were going through our fan cams, and I was like, oh, Love them. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was definitely an unexpected trip for me this year. Like when KCON was announced, I was like, I don't think I can fit it into my travel plans. But then Monsta was announced and I was like, I have to fit it into my travel plans. I was like, with everything else going on, like, I don't think I can do it. No, we found a way. Love will always find a way. These are my KCON fillers. So we're going to use a couple of these while we finish up the rest of the cards here. So yes, I'm still using these for other things, just for Monsta. The same way I do Stray Kids, I'm just going to start using these. I did design these myself. People ask where I get these, but I did make them myself, and I think they're adorable. I updated my KCON binder with KCON ones yesterday, and look how cute they look. This is my first time seeing my KCON one like within like other photo cards. Oh, so cute. I'm obsessed with how those turned out. I worked really hard on them, so I'm really happy they turned out nice. But yes, when I set up for their comeback, it's going to be a lot of those fillers, and I'm excited. I'm excited to finally have custom fillers for Monsta, and I'm excited just for more music. I feel like they're doing a lot with like social media this era, which like they're a third gen group. They're coming back from the military. It's a completely different world out here now. Like everybody's using TikTok, and like before, the Monstas didn't really know how to use TikTok, and they like were super late to trends, and like, you know, we're just, you know, just a bunch of men in their 30s who just didn't know how to use TikTok. Anyways, it just feels like they posted a lot after like their teaser photos yesterday on TikTok, and I was like, oh, you guys do know how to use TikTok. They hired a Gen Z social media manager for them. And whoever it is, they're doing a great job, because those men don't know what they're doing on TikTok, except for Juhan. I feel like Juhan is a TikTok friend. So anyways, yeah. Overall, a really fun weekend. Like I said, I was exhausted. I got home from KCON, and the next morning I woke up sick, and I was like, you know what? that should have been expected. I should have expected that to happen. But it was worth it for me. I would do it all over again in a heartbeat. Also because I went with friends, and last year I didn't go with friends for KCON, and it was still fun. I still had a really good time. But it's definitely more fun to go like with a group of friends, in my opinion. I will go to a K-pop concert by myself all the time, but I feel like KCON is something that can be more fun with friends. But also KCON is something that like there were a group of 5 of us, and we all saw each other like walking back from the concert every night. Like that was the only real time we were like together during the weekend, was like walking back from the concerts to our apartment at night. So like there was that, and we would just all like debrief about our day. Like on day 2, Madison and I went to go see like Monsta. We were like doing the VIP like sound check thing all day. Not all day, but like a lot of the day. My friend Courtney had a fan sign with P1 Harmony that same day, so she showed up to the concert late. And then one of our other roommates that was staying with us had a different fan sign during the day, and so we just all, and then our 5th friend who we like Ubered with originally in the morning ended up doing like other things for like the artist stages and stuff throughout the day. So it was just like we were all just kind of all over LA until like the end of the day, where we were walking back from the venue together. So I think that's really fun about KCON, is like unless you all like exactly the same amount of groups, like it's one of those things where it's really easy to like split up for a little bit and everyone kind of do their own thing, and then like all meet back together at the end of the day. So yes, I will say from day 1, I loved the performances from day 1. I really did. Day 1 was like everybody else I wanted to see, minus like Hoshi and Wooji were on day 3, and Gravity was day 3. Also, Idol was day 3, and I love watching Idol perform. They're not even like one of my top girl groups or anything. I just think they're so fun. Like, I just think their performances are so fun, and I love to watch them perform. But yeah, day one was like everybody else that I really wanted to see. Like Zero Base One, they also performed day 3. Zero Base One performed the whole weekend, let's be honest. But yeah, ZV1 and then NCT 127, always a fantastic time. Mark performed some of his solo songs. It was also his birthday, which was really fun. Just to like see Mark on his birthday. Yeah, so I don't know. It was just, I do want to do like the 3rd unit at some point. It's okay. We will reorganize when we get there, but it was a good time. And I definitely would do it again. The only, like, Monsta X were, like, the only group that I could do that for, though. Like, they're the only, like, when they were announced, people DM'd me. They were like, so you're going to KCON? And I was like, yeah. I really am, aren't I? But yes, let me move my fillers out of the way. But yeah, that is my new and improved Monsta X Japanese binder. I'm so excited. There's so much room for activities in here as well. So I'm really excited to hopefully expand this at some point. I do keep Wano's Japanese cards from his solo releases separately, so that's why that's not in here. But this is really fun. Oh, and then I was gonna do a divider. Hold on. Let me actually, I got so distracted with talking. I forgot I was gonna split this up. Okay, so we're gonna put these KCON ones down here. These are all of my fan sign cards. I do have 2 Wano ones as well that I keep on my desk. So yeah, that's what is usually on that page, but I really only put them in the actual binder for like full flip throughs. So, and then we're gonna put one of the film strip 2 pockets in here. This is really fun because there are Life 4 cuts near me. And I've done one for Infinite, but this was only my 2nd time doing like Photoism Life 4 cuts. So anyways, I had a really good time. So I ended up doing KCON and then I ended up doing Lino as well. Should I store both of these in here? Maybe. Let's just put them both in here. So yeah, here's my 2 that I ended up doing. You could only do 2 and I didn't have time to get back in line to do like Chan's as well. So I had to choose between Chan and Lino because I was not leaving there without KCON. Like absolutely not. And I think my Lino ones turned out really, really cute. I think my KCON ones turned out cute too, but I definitely didn't know what I was doing as much. Cute. So yeah, that is everything for this little reorganizing video. I do hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, be sure to check out Kpop Stationery. This binder and the kitty binder go on pre-orders on Friday, August 15th. And then also their new binder pages go on sale this weekend. So the vertical 2 pocket pages and then also the postcard horizontal pages, which are really, really cute. So yes, definitely check those out. Be sure to use my code Carolyn10 to get 10% off your order. And yeah, I thank you so much Kpop Stationery for sponsoring today's video, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Bye-bye.